Good morning and welcome to UCEA YouTube Live. This is Angel Nash, Graduate Research Assistant and Doctoral Student at UCEA Headquarters at the University of Virginia. I am here today to interview Dr. Carol A. Mullen as part of her candidacy for the UCEA Executive Committee. Today, listeners will be hearing from Dr. Carol A. Mullen, Professor of Educational Leadership in the School of Education at Virginia Tech. Her research focuses on educational leadership, mentoring, social justice, and international education, while she wholeheartedly mentors doctoral students, rising faculty, and education leaders in their publishing efforts and professional development. Welcome, Dr. Mullen.
Good morning, Angel. As you say, I'm a full professor of educational leadership at Virginia Tech, located in Blacksburg, Virginia. My PhD, granted in 1994, is from the Ontario Institute for Studies in Education of the University of Toronto. While earning my degree, I was the principal investigator of a grant from a Canadian federal agency to conduct educational research dealing with the high dropout rate in maximum security penitentiaries. Later, in the United States, I examined the same sociological phenomenon. In Canada, I also taught communications courses in community colleges to workers retooling for the trades and professions. From these teaching experiences, I came to realize the importance of education and communication for lifting up disenfranchised populations. I try to reflect this awareness in my interpersonal style as well as in my work in educational leadership. I'm a dual citizen of the United States and Canada and emigrated from Toronto to the US 22 years ago. I've been at top doctoral granting research universities in different US states. I served as director of the School of Education and associate dean at Virginia Tech. Previously, I was department chair and doctoral program coordinator at the University of North Carolina at Greensboro. As an experienced administrator and faculty member, an interest of mine is in the role of quality programming and curricula in making learning and success central to the betterment of all children and youth. My explorations rely on systematic inquiry, which reflects UCEA's values of rigor and relevance with respect to the work we do in the educational leadership field. A twice awarded U.S. Fulbright Scholar, my first Fulbright project occurred in China in 2015. My second Fulbright just took place in Canada. I am looking at global issues of creativity and accountability in education, with the United States at the forefront of the policy issues I investigate in real-life international contexts. From UCEA, I was honored with the 2016 J.D. Scribner Mentoring Award for making a substantive contribution to the mentoring field. I've been awarded the 2017 Living Legend Award from the International Council of Professors of Educational Leadership. Previously, NCPEA, I was its 67th president. I also received the 2017 Distinguished Faculty Achievement Award for Service to the Profession from AERA's LTEL SIG. My authorships include more than 210 refereed journal articles and book chapters, 18 special issues of journals, and 21 books. Recently, Education Policy Perils, as well as Creativity and Education in China, and forthcoming Creativity Under Duress in Education. 1999, that was my first UCEA convention. Over the 18 years, my activity with UCEA includes presentations, governance, service, and networking. I appreciate your question, Angel.
Thank you, Dr. Mullen, for your first response regarding your background and how your work relates to UCEA's missions and goals. My second question is regarding how you have served for several years as plenary session representative. Can you tell us about your engagement in UCEA's governance?
Sure. It's a pleasure to be serving in the plenum rep role and over the 5 years. I've been representing Virginia Tech since 2014 and earlier UNCG from 2011 to 2013. In this capacity, I'm an official liaison among Virginia Tech and UCEA's Executive Council and Executive Director. Besides attending the annual plenum meetings, I fulfill all duties associated with this governance role, such as reviewing materials and voting on programs under review. At 3 universities, I played a pivotal role in initiating UCEA institutional membership, volunteering to oversee with faculty colleagues the entire application process. This intensive effort has resulted in all 3 universities obtaining full UCEA institutional membership status. High quality work is being sustained in these locations, and we share a feeling of pride and unity. As a plenum rep, it's vital to stay connected with our jurisdictions. So I'm intentional about communicating regularly with my faculty colleagues and campus leaders. I share UCA's updates, news, and opportunities for participation, development, and leadership. At Virginia Tech, we use UCA's Inspire Program Evaluation Suite as a resource for surveying our stakeholders and making improvements to ensure quality programming and delivery. Also in my plenum role, I handle my programs nominations for the various UCEA opportunities. And I encourage my colleagues to attend UCA's conventions and benefit from the welcoming community and cutting-edge programming. At my university, we need strong advocacy for our continued membership during these times of dire budgetary cuts when campus leaders face hard decisions, including about whether to support institutional memberships. So I share my reports and benefits of UCA institutional membership and meet with our leaders. Taking another step in this regard, I wrote up the benefits of UCA institutional membership status specific to our Ed Leadership Program and added this to our program's strategic plan. In it, we explain that this status is fundamental to our program's mission and values, reputation and accreditation, as well as faculty productivity and student sponsorship. Our university leadership is turning a corner, realizing that our UCA status is not only good, but also essential. Our membership gives our program national visibility and credibility that was previously lacking outside the Commonwealth of Virginia. Thanks for your question, Angel.
Thank you, Dr. Mullen. On to our third question. In what other ways have you been engaged in UCEA?
Yeah, for 6 years, I've been serving as an editorial board member for UCA's journals, the Educational Administration Quarterly, or EAQ, and the Journal of Research on Leadership Education, or JRLE. In recognition, I was awarded the 2015 EAQ Service Award for Outstanding Editorial Board Service. I've also been engaged in UCA by chairing the 2013 William J. Davis Award Selection Committee that recognized the most outstanding EAQ article. And I served on the 2017 J.D. Scribner Mentoring Award Committee and selection process. I've been participating as a faculty mentor in the William L. Boyd National Educational Politics Workshop, which UCA co-sponsors with AERA. I enjoyed being a Jackson faculty mentor in the Barbara L. Jackson Scholars Network some time ago. To help create a welcoming environment to UCA's newcomers, I also mentored doctoral students within its Ambassadors program. In Denver, I'm looking forward to facilitating a session for the UCA Graduate Student Council. Another highlight for me in Denver is being on a panel with other J.D. Scribner Award recipients. We'll be sharing our mentoring insights and benefits for the leadership professoriate. Such work promotes a positive, healthy mentoring climate and lasting social connections. Another good question. Thanks, Angel.
My pleasure. Can you discuss with us your scholarship, research projects, teaching, and/or service that can inform the work of UCA, particularly the work of the Executive Committee?
Sure. Peer-reviewed articles of mine on leadership and curriculum have appeared in such journals as the Journal of Research on Leadership Education, the Journal of School Leadership, Teachers College Record, the Educational Forum, and Educational Psychology Review. Articles and books of mine have won awards from AERA's SIGs and other places. Two of my articles with the JRLE are timely for UCA's work. My 2017 article on ethical leadership preparation and my co-authored IMPRESS article on quality graduate programming could add to the conversations in which UCA is invested. Taking seriously its mission around quality research-based standards and ethical leadership preparation, UCEA supports the 2015 Professional Standards for Educational Leaders Standards, or PSEL, codifying these as ethical ideals. A question of mine for inquiry purposes is how to contribute to this trend in a meaningful way, which my JRLE articles address. In Denver, I'm presenting on ethical learning and leading in fractured times. This study is based on the curriculum I designed and implemented that made ethics the centerpiece within graduate instruction. The study benefited from the frameworks and research of numerous UCEA scholars. For this ethics study published in JRLE, I had in mind a curricular trend that UCA's executive leadership predicted a decade ago around how our programs would transform and come to emphasize issues of diversity, ethics, and equity. So, the pedagogic innovation and study analysis is an example of how I situate my teaching and scholarship within the UCA research culture. About the PSEL standards, effective educational leadership is needed for responding to the new context of public education that supports achievement. This new context stimulates thinking about diversity and access in entirely new ways. Institutional diversity is another theme that runs throughout publications of mine with UCEA colleagues. For example, we have a piece in the UCA review on the organizational capacity of building with minority-serving institutions, that is, by way of design. Thanks again, Angel, for your good question.
Thank you, Dr. Mullen. For our last question, please share with us the reasons why you have chosen to run for the UCEA Executive Committee and your vision for the future of UCEA.
You bet. I chose to run for the UCA Executive Committee, or the EC, after being nominated because of my strong interest in serving in this capacity. I enjoy seeing UCA excelling at what it does well, setting trends in the field and leading the way as a mover and shaker. I like being part of the action. On the EC, I could contribute that much more to our professional organization. I would be bringing years of governance-related experience. For example, I served on the executive governance of another national organization, eventually becoming its president. So I enjoy this kind of work and being on the side of change. I'm current in my knowledge about the challenges and directions that concern UCA, which seems important for hitting the ground running. I'd enjoy doing site visits and seeing other university programs up close, and I'd naturally find myself encouraging interested administrators and faculty around the nation to consider applying for UCA institutional membership, just as I already do informally. With the exciting trends and changes that UCA initiates and the rapid rate at which its membership is diversifying, this association walks its talk, and I respect that. You also asked about vision. More and more diverse institutions and populations are joining UCA and becoming a vital part of the UCA community of learning-oriented leaders. At this time in our nation's toxic climate, UCA institutional membership could prove not only a boost for quality programs, but also a safe haven, where there is none otherwise for those who feel their programs are under threat. Interest by university folk to become UCA member institutions can be cultivated. There are deans, department chairs, and faculty members who have not applied for UCA membership status, but who hope to become an institutional member one day. Some of them have spoken with me. I'm thinking there could be a mechanism in place for providing support at the outset and in the early phase specific to people's contexts, needs, and questions around the application process and other issues. Okay, such as faculty involvement and engagement, leadership buy-in, and benefits to the program and stakeholders. Another point is that I envision UCA harnessing even more of the international interests of its members and participants. UCA already has global ties with some universities and countries, such as China, and a UCA institutional membership with a Hong Kong university. To leverage the international interests of potential UCA members in this regard could prove fruitful and timely. While the US-based national trend of research and practice would remain UCA's priority, I imagine, a development of its collaborations with different countries could benefit its impact. Clearly, UCA's program of global relevance and international leadership is building momentum from one convention to the next, as is apparent in our Denver lineup of sessions. On a final note, I'd just like to say that I'd welcome contributing to UCA's work as a member of the EC. Thanks, Angel, for taking the time to interview me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for your time and thoughtful responses, Dr. Mullen. This interview will be archived on the UCEA YouTube channel. Listeners can access or share the interview at any time. We also encourage listeners to post comments and questions on this interview in the comments on the UCEA YouTube channel.